Hi everybody, welcome to everybody to what we call Restaurant Live.
It's Restaurant Live, Dan.
It is Restaurant Live. And I've got Rodolphe from Frerejean Taittinger, of which I'm sitting here now. He's going to join us just a second there. Hi Rich,
Rodolphe.
Here we go again. Rodolphe, you're there.
There you go.
You have to join.
I'll ask him.
We're just going to ask you to join. I think you're going to.
And then he'll just accept.
All you have to do is press it somehow. Thank goodness I've got Donna
Charlie
here.
girl's there.
There
There
you are.
Hi,
Rodolphe. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well, and you, sir?
Very, very, very well. How is it down in the Champagne region right now?
Oh, it's beautiful. You know, it's a rainy day today, but we need some rain also. So we're happy.
We've got nice messages. Hello, the lovely Donna and Tessa. Anyway, you've joined my Insta live. So it's an absolute pleasure. And of course, I am sitting here with the 2012.
Oh, excellent.
Absolutely beautiful. And you may have seen yesterday with Claude, well, you did see Claude, because I saw yesterday with Claude Bossy, and he had I think it was the Blanc de Blanc, wasn't it?
Yes, that was a beautiful live you did with Claude, and I'm a big fan of this chef. He's a wonderful chef, and that was really nice to see you some Frerejean champagne together.
Well, we've got some amazing. Thank you. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
You always have much bigger glasses in France than they do in England.
I mean, I really enjoy to pour my champagne in a wine glass. I love to show the flavor as much as possible, especially with beautiful wine like the one you're drinking right now. And you know, always lovely to share.
That's a real question, Rodolphe, of why. So I've got some glasses behind me here. So oh no, I can't get one now, but otherwise I'll be suddenly you'll have a blank screen. But why would I then serve it in a wine glass? You are the master of champagne.
I'm not sure, but.
But why would I serve it in a wine glass?
I think that, you know, it depends what kind of champagne you're drinking. But when you have a very complex wine, like the vintage you are drinking, the 2012, I think do you have the 2012 right now, Bob?
This is as beautiful, the most beautiful champagne I've drank for a long time. This is gorgeous.
Thank you.
What are you drinking?
I'm having some Blanc de Blanc. That's our Blanc de Blanc. You remember the
beautiful
also. And yes, I always say that, you know, it's important to, when you have a beautiful vintage, when you have a lot to show, it's really also good to use a big glass, because then you can see the aroma. And we're making a gastronomic champagne, as you know. And so we like to make wine with a character, champagne with a charisma. And in order to open that, you need a big glass. I mean, you know, everybody do whatever they want.
Well, I think isn't that the beauty of all we do with any beautiful produce or product? It's really whatever you're comfortable with. There are no rules, really, are there? I mean, I've been doing a lot of cooking online.
Yes.
And I'm just doing things. And I said to Donna when we started doing this, I would just do it my way. And I have been cooking for 40 years. And I thought so many things have changed and evolved. And when you Google a recipe, the same way as I imagine, even if you Google what glass to put champagne in, there will be 10 different glasses. There are 50 different recipes for the same dish. So ultimately, you just do what you want to do.
I absolutely agree. The best way is your way, and you know.
I love Robert. The end user should be there to enjoy. So,
no, but at the end of the day, it's about pleasure. Wine, it's about pleasure. It's like enjoying a cigar. Yesterday, I had a live with an expert of cigar. He was explaining me, you know, the way to enjoy. But at the end of the day, it's always the same. It's all about, you know, your own taste and your own way to enjoy, you know.
So what you should do, Rodolphe, is tell us a little bit about you, about Frerejean Frey. And when I said you're a master, I mean, you come from a historic family. of Taittinger. And so tell us a little bit about you and tell your audience and tell my audience as well.
Bob, first, thank you so much, for giving me this opportunity. So, yes, I originally come from the Taittinger family, but we start with my two brothers, our own little maison in 2005, named Frerejean Frère. And with the quest, and at the beginning, it was purely a small productions, for us, for the pleasure of making a beautiful champagne for the friends, for the family. And so we create this small reserve in 2005, to fulfill our passions and our dream of making like a small reserve of champagne, small scale productions, really at the opposite of the big mainstream productions. And that was really the idea was to create a secret productions to make gastronomic champagne with character, champagne really at the opposite of the standardized champagne, but much more like Burgundy style wine with character, with emotions, And from that, from 2005 to 2012, we start putting every year champagne, totally blind, and we start releasing the first cuvée in 2012.
Right.
And
the first one is 2012.
So the first one was 2005, because from
2005, right. Yeah.
we have no more vintage of 2005, so we still have.
By the way, before I forget, and just in case we forget, you're going to tell us a little bit about the bottles under the sea, but carry on. I just suddenly remembered. But come back, we'll talk about that in a second.
No, that's a fun project, We also try as much as possible to experiment and to also do different ways. So our vintage of 2008 Hussard Blanc de Blanc, which is really fabulous, beautiful year, exactly like 2012, very different year actually, but also an amazing vintage. And so we decided to put some a small batch of bottles, like 250 bottles, under the sea in Bretagne, at 60 meters under the sea, and we aged the bottles there for 2 years.
I love this story.
And in September, Bob, I'm going to release some of those cuvées, and that will be amazing. I will send you some, and perhaps we can have a tasting together, and you will enjoy, because it was quite amazing.
Wow. I mean, we talked about this. We had a wonderful Zoom call with Kelly Hopham and Lisa Snowden and Joe Elvin and Diane Cole, and we had this brilliant, and it was absolutely fascinating to listen to the approach you've got about with champagne. How can it be the best? How can you keep it at the best temperature, and where could it? And you decided to put it 60 meters under the sea. So I mean,
that's what
I call this. My business is called the nth degree. That is taking it to the nth degree. There is no way about that,
we are really a gastronomic champagne. We are official champagne partner of the Michelin Guide in France.
Yeah.
We really focus on gastronomy. So, we are we really want to support as much as possible the chef we're working with. And because we make very small productions, small scale, at the end of the day, it's a champagne who go very well with plate, so we like to experience some, we like also, for example, I don't know if you try the VV26. It was one of our special cuvées. I think we are going to send you some bottles.
Can't wait.
It's from a very, very old parcel, and the oldest vine is from 1926. And same, the wine has such a character, such a beautiful complexity.
Amazing. And by the way, you should also, Frerejean Frey. So Frerejean Frey, hi Bastien. Bastien's joy, which is really nice. Well done, yeah. Sorry, I hope you're drinking Bastien at the same time. Bonjour. Well, wherever he is, he's in the south of France.
Excellent. Nice to be.
And Bastien, for anyone, we're saying hello to Bastien. Bastien is, if I get this right, Bastien, you can tell me right now, I think are you the global director for Michelin Guide? Probably, I've probably got that slightly wrong, but anyway, he's very important. But you know, we were talking about Frerejean Taittinger, which is the name of your champagne, but it goes way back to cannons. Like you made cannons, your family.
We're actually the partner also of Holland and Holland in UK, the oldest manufacturer of guns in UK. But yes, my own in the back.
And I know I got it slightly wrong. He just said, but whatever it is, I'm close anyway. So the cannons.
My ancestors in the back were producing cannons during the Napoleonic War, and you still have some cannons Frerejean Frere at the Tower of London. So you know, our emblem is the cannons, and so the name of the maison was Frerejean Frere,
Right.
and which means Frerejean brothers, you know, and we are three brothers. So when we start our own maison in 2005, we decide to use also the emblem of the cannons to speak about this.
Somebody said cigars, guns, and champagne. He said, my day's complete. Well, that's and the other thing, so yeah, I mean, it's an amazing story. And so when people see Frerejean Frere, which is a new name in champagne, I mean, it's not a new, but it's new compared to other brands.
Yes.
You know, it's a very historic name, of course. And you think about, as I say, cannons in the Tower of London, and now there's a champagne. It's sort of trying to put the two together.
But Bob, you know, I have to tell you something. I love to say that there is a silent revolution in Champagne, and the small grower, the artisanal productions are starting to come more and more on the picture, you know. And so I'm really proud to be part of this movement also, to be champagne growers with the visions of going back really to the artisanal aspect, you know. And so yes, we are relatively young maison, but at the end of the day, we don't want to be really judged by being the oldest maison. We want to be judged just by the quality of the wine we are making, you know.
But I think Clive High from Sydney, I don't know what time it is in Sydney at the moment. I mean, goodness me, well done. But do you know, I think that it's the world over, isn't it? It's this taking something, whether it's gin, whether it's whiskey, whether it's eggs, whatever it is, whatever produce, whatever we're doing, and it's looking at how can we make it better. And chefs, we talked to Claude yesterday, of course, you know, 2 Michelin stars. Everything he would use would be the best produce, and it would be sourced, and he would know from whatever, whether it's wine or whether it's food, he's going to know exactly where it's come from, how it's been produced, how it's grown, how it's made, how it's bottled. And I think, as I say, whether it's beer, whether it's you know, lambs, or whether it's sheep, whatever it may be, it's about how it's getting from there to us.
Yes.
And the sort of the mass produce, and there are big champagne houses, of course, and they will always be, you know, around the world. Of course, the big names will always be there. But there has to be, and there is, plenty of room for the real bespoke, beautifully worked, thought out, passionate routes of which you produce your champagne. And I know when we can travel, and we're not far away from traveling to France, if we weren't too far away. You said we must come out there, and obviously it'll be a delight to do that.
We would love to have you in Champagne, Bob, and very soon, you know, we have to stay very optimistic also for the future, because as you know, it was a very hard time for industry, also for the restaurants, But you know, I believe that, you know, I spoke with many chefs, and I see all the beautiful live you're doing with all the chefs, and people speak. The chefs speak a lot about the seasonality, you know, of coming back to the product, coming back to where the product are coming from, and I think this is really important. What we are trying to do on a very humble scale in our champagne, and we try to also, we believe, you know, that every year is so different, and there is nothing more different than a vintage in champagne. And we are really happy to say that we try to differentiate very much, you know, our vintage. We try to, because we are still a small scale productions, we are just focused on 6 villages who are mostly Grand Cru. And thanks to that, we are able to take really the best of it, and but still having the character of the typicity and the identity of the terroir, you know. And we have,
How many hectares is the land that you pick from?
it's very small. It's a 5 hectares productions, Frère Jean Frère.
Tiny.
We're really able to, on those 5 hectares, you know, to speak about single parcel. It's a soil of clay. So if you come to Champagne soon, and we would love to invite you, and the soil is full of clay. So it's a soil, the Grand Cru area, and you have to imagine that the vines there are really struggling to get the water in this soil of clay. And the more the vines are struggling, the better the grapes are, and the complexity is becoming from that.
Right. It's amazing. It's amazing. Most Grand Cru is brilliant. Love that. Love it. That's different. Yeah. I was just thinking as well. So you heard me with Claude yesterday. We were talking about, obviously the next step is how we're going to come out of this, how we're going to move forward. I've just, oh, there you are. How we're going to move forward, and how a restaurant's going to open again. You know, you have obviously, you can serve the consumer. You can also serve the trade. You know, you serve both elements. But you know, I would imagine the majority of your sales are through the industry.
Definitely.
And so it's really, I was listening to Claude intently yesterday, and I have a conversation with UKH, the UK Hospitality, which we have about 300 restaurants in that Zoom call, and we do it every week, and we listen to what the plan is to come out of where we are and how we're going to start working from July the 4th, because we're geared to July. I think you start in June, don't you, in France?
Yes, we just start so very slowly. I mean, it's some restaurants are already starting a little bit to open. They do a lot of try to do delivery. You know, the official opening is actually, they say, beginning of June. You know, but wow, it's a very complicated time. Opening also in France and in UK, definitely also. And this is why also we want to get involved into that, and with Frère Jean Frère, you know, we are actually organizing, and thanks to you also, this big tasting.
Lana's just joined, which is great. Alana is Donna's sister from Singapore, so we've got the whole world over here.
Excellent. Cheers. And we would like to, we really want to support the hospitality actions. The 20th of May, you know, we're organizing a beautiful tasting, and 30% of the profit of this tasting will go to the hospitality actions.
Fantastic. Well, I'm a patron of hospitality action. I was a trustee for many years, but it's just, you know, it's the most incredible. Right now, never is there more a worthy cause right now, looking after the people in hospitality, you know, within the falling on hard times and everything else right now. And there's, you know, we're in a very tough sector, tough industry here. So every help that every brand can give is just fantastic. And, you know, we launched Young Chef, Young Waiter last Friday, and I've had the most amazing response from all my chefs. When I say my chefs, I mean, Claude is not mine, but, you know, the chefs that are in the UK, from brands, and really supporting, because this competition is about the future of our industry. It's the young waiters and the young chefs that are sitting at home, that have been furloughed, that are waiting for the restaurants to open.
Of course.
And maybe some may not open. You know, hopefully everyone will open and everyone will be fine. But the most important thing is to keep those guys engaged and to keep them looking forward to the future, you know, right now. And so Young Chef Young Waiter, the same Hospitality Action, Young Chef Young Waiter is an online competition, and we'll start it. We've just literally about to put the website up on Monday, well, bank holiday Tuesday now, and it's just been fantastic. And the response from all of the amazing chefs, and we're talking about the chefs that are coming on. We had Claude, we have Ruth Hanson, who was a Great British Menu finalist on Tuesday. We have Adam Handling on Wednesday. We have Tom Aitkins on Friday. We have Jason Atherton next week. We have the week after. We have I mean, my hero, but one of my best friends, Thomas Keller, is coming on in mid-June. And as far as I'm concerned,
wonderful
you have, of course, the most amazing chefs, you know, Alan Ducasse, et cetera, et cetera. Who is the best? I don't know, but certainly Thomas Keller's right up there. And to have him having a chat like this is just going to be fantastic to hear how he is going forward and how he is going to how the US works. Because, Rodolphe, we're in the same, whether we've had Sydney, Singapore, and New York on this call today, everyone is in the same position.
We are very connected, and you know, really, Bob, I really admire your support you have for with young chef, young waiters, and all the things you're doing with the associations for the restaurants. And I really believe, everybody is connected also, you know. And at the end of the day, I realize, and for example, in Paris, it's mostly also we have no more tourists, you know, coming to Paris, like in London, you know, and we're talking about two of the city for tourists, and so, you know, the industry also need to have the people around the world coming back, celebrating, enjoying restaurants in London, in Paris, and so it's really important to support the chef, to support the restaurant, to support the waiters, to support everybody who are in a bad situation.
You said turnips. If that's turnips, well, I know. And Bobby, you really are. Well, Fred, if that's you, I have a chat to you when I get on the phone. And so, you know, the other thing, you know, just going back, we are a family. You know, the hospitality industry, hospitality sector is a family. And we're a family around the world. We're not just a family here in the UK. We're not just a family in France. We're a family around the world. We're all make sure we look after each other, you know? And the fact that you in France are helping Hospitality Action, that's absolutely fantastic. And for me, that's heartwarming, and it's a lovely thought that, you know, that maybe I played my part in introducing you to this group, you know.
Bob, you mentioned to me these organizations who actually it's there actually since 180 years in I heard in UK. It's really fabulous. And thank you so much for introduce me to them, and we're really proud also to engage and to support them as much as possible. And this is why also, you know, the testing we're organizing the 29th of May, it's important that we hope to have as many people as possible to join the testing and to doing champagne together. I will host a masterclass the 29th of May, and, you know, 30% of the profits from the champagne sale will go to the hospitality.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Somebody said yes. I can't see it. HK Runaway. Yes, we're a family of F&B. We're all suffering the same way. Yes, we're all suffering. Well, everyone is suffering around the world.
We have to remind.
Well, but look, so with all these chefs, you're going to send some wonderful champagne. We're going to drink Frerejean Taittinger. We're going to support Frerejean Frerejean. You know what you should also tell everybody out there, that in your lockdown, you have twins, tiny, like, how old are they?
They are actually 5 months.
5 months. So through all this, we did a little Zoom call with you and a few of our group, and it just said, look, I can only do 6 o'clock because at 7 o'clock I've got to be with the twins, and they're 5 months. So goodness me, going through where you've not only what's going on, but looking after the family.
Yes.
As well. So are you sleeping?
It's I had a few months pretty hard. Now they're starting to sleep, you know, but I have to say that it's they are the sun of my morning when I see them and I play with them. God, and you know, it's good because they are brothers. So the name of the family Champagne is Frerejean Frère. So brothers. So we need brothers, you know, and also, I love daughters. But
What
yes.
are their names?
Sorry?
What are their names?
James and William. You know, my wife is American.
I'm a William.
Yes.
I'm a Robert William. I have many names actually these days for some reason, but anyway, I am a real Robert William in the middle there. So it's a good name, but we like William. So what is the plans now? How do you see the next sort of month for you? What is the plan for, you know, for where you are? I mean, are you able to, obviously you've got to keep the vines watered, you've got to look after the grapes and everything. So how does all that work?
Well, there is no COVID in the vineyards. You need to still go, you need to still taking care of the vines, you know. And I have a wonderful chef de cave named Didier Pierson. We have a good team. I spend some time also in the vineyards, and you know, we have to take care of the vines. We have to make sure like they grow well, that they are, you know, vines require a lot of attentions. There is something very close of human being with the vines, you know, and you need to educate them. You need to take care of them. You need to make sure they have all their needs. We put very low pesticides. We try to go into the organic totally, and so because of that, you know, they require even more attentions. So the terroir need to be, you know, I mean, it's a complicated job to make wine. But so we try to stay also very optimistic for the future, you know, because I mean, no matter what, restaurants are going to reopen. I really believe that this virus is going to hopefully disappear as soon as possible. And hopefully we could go back to normal, and that we could all spend time together in restaurants, having champagne, having good time. So we stay also very optimistic. And but yeah, we are definitely yes. I mean, 90% of our sales are in restaurants, especially gastronomic restaurants. So it's really,
of course, yeah.
You know, so. But.
Well, the fact is, we will get back to whatever normal is as soon as we, you know, it's been a hell of a shock for everybody. It was only it's not even 3 months ago that we did the Restaurant Association Gala at the Savoy. And it seems like it was years ago, 3 months ago.
Amazing.
You know? And here we are now, you know, towards the end of May. But I am encouraged. Look, I am the eternal optimist. You know, I mean, nobody is more optimistic. I can't see anything bad in anything, you know. So, but I am also a realist. So there are two parts of that. But, you know, I was very encouraged yesterday with Claude's conversation. I was very encouraged with the way they're going to go. He's got quite a big restaurant up at Bendham there.
Very safe.
He can do lots of 2 meters or 1 meter, whatever we're going to come up with at the end. And I know France are looking at it right now. And we're actually going to benefit a little bit, I think, from what they do in Greece and what they do in France and what they do in Italy and what they do in Spain. We're going to be able to see the way it's working. But we are, you know, I love the term improvise, adapt, and overcome. I mean, that would have almost been when they were doing the cannons, you know, improvise, adapt, and overcome. And in a way, we are that in the hospitality industry. You know, we will look at the way forward. How are we going to deal with it? We're a hardworking, passionate group of people, you know, and we will see how we can serve our food. And there have been amazing, you know, initiatives that I've seen people do where there's been loads of takeaways. And I was one that was there was a Michelin star restaurant this weekend that are doing a 65 or 85 pounds meal for two that you can come and pick up. There was a menu, you choose, you come in, you're going to go to the door. They'll bring a beautiful box and you'll take your Michelin star meal home with you.
That's really
yeah, I just thought it was really, I like that. I like seeing that.
The sort of guerrilla, you know, people need to also improvise solutions to. I see, for example, do you know l'Entrecôte in Paris? I don't know if you've been to l'Entrecôte. Next time we go to Paris, we will go to l'Entrecôte together. It's quite one of the oldest institutions in Paris, and they just serve. I mean, it's not.
Was it called
l'Entrecôte?
Yes. Oh, sorry, I do. Sorry, yes, I do. Yes.
And they serve the just beautiful meat,
absolutely, yeah.
special sauce and French fries and a little salad. It's
of course, yeah.
It's not really gastronomic, but it's quite an institution. And so now they readapt it, and I think that was pretty clever. They put the steak in the baguette, they put the sauce in the baguette, and they put the French fries in the baguette. So people leave, you know, with the the sort of sandwich, but you have all the. I mean, you know, people try to adapt as much as possible, but it's very good. Very good.
Yeah, I think government doing its best, trying to control us. Rosalie is doing a great job, so I want Novikov to do that. I'm just reading what's on the screen there. I think that all these restaurants, you know, they're going to have to adapt. They're going to have to look at where we are today, and until we get. Here we are. Lodge got great content. Unfortunately, they close in Hong Kong. Is that right? Did you know that? I don't know. I'm loving all these messages that are coming in. You've obviously got some great followers around the world there.
It's amazing.
But you know, I think, look, we are where we are. Nothing we can do to change it. What we've got to do is adapt, and we've got to sort ourselves. You know, we've got to look at how we can get through this and how we can start serving the public, and how we can send wonderful bottles of champagne and sell lovely bottles of champagne and serve great food. Yeah. And we will do that, I'm sure. Yes,
we will. We have to stay strong, stay positive, and really, Bob, really appreciate, you know, your support, and I'm a big fan of all your live with the chef. So I'm learning also from those live from the chef, and try to understand also, you know, the way also to understand where are we going, and you know, the mind of the chef, the mind of the restaurants, and we hope to, you know, all get back together and come back to the normal life. So it's a time.
Me too. I've learned more about social media in the last 3 weeks than I've learned in the last 3 years, I think. And what one has to do is adapt exactly on that basis, that I do my cooking every day, and I'm really enjoying it. I love the only way I can speak to people is like this, and it's a pleasure to speak to you. I look forward to speaking to you, and I'm really excited about speaking to all the chefs, because the only way I would normally be speaking to them is going to their restaurants, you know. And so and everyone has been so positive. Not one person has said, oh no, you know. Everyone, Claire Smith is coming on as well. It's another name that I didn't mention, you know, and these are stunning chefs, and you know, the key for our hospitality industry here, you know, within the highest level. But that isn't to take away. Obviously, everybody out there. You know, I would love to have its restaurant lives with as many people as I can. But it's just really lovely to be able to speak to people, see people.
Yes.
I know now that I will be for my 11th week. I did play golf the other day, which was brilliant. I love that. But we can play golf now, which is great.
That's amazing.
But it's fantastic to speak to you.
It's such a pleasure, Bob, really. And you know, I'm totally agree with you. Like I mean, to keep this good spirit is very important, and I really believe that we're gonna go to that with you know, at the end of the day, the world is changing also. It's true that the world is becoming much more digital. The B2C also, I think, is a huge new way of seeing this world. I realize that today, you know, we have also to adapt into Champagne, in our Champagne, and we sell a lot much more to B2C directly also to customers, because we realize that, you know, is the only way now to work when people are stay at home is to sell directly Champagne, and people are stay in little group together, you know. So the whole industry also is changing. It's crazy how much this virus is forcing us to adapt and to go to the digital, to much more to social media, to go much more to a new way of consuming, you know. It's
Oh, it says here. So Erica, hi Erica, how are you? She's in New York. Who imports your wine to the US, and who represents you in New York City? So there you go. So there you can take that away. I don't know who does your wine. Do you sell your wine in New York?
Yes, of course. Hello, Erica. Yes, so we import directly our wine in New York. We have our own small importations, and which is really good because then we can sell directly also to our clients. And New York is a really big market for us, you know, for our Champagne, and we try also to support as much as possible our clients in New York. You know, we work with beautiful restaurants such as La Glu, Orsay, those old institutions. We also work with Mercer, with Dirty French, with many other beautiful places, and like Robuchon in New York, and Le Bernardin with Star Michelin,
Yeah.
and we realize that all of them are also, I have to say, the hurricane now is really in the US, and is starting to leave slowly Europe, but people are really in a terrible situations right now in the US. But they have to remain positive also, because, you know, it's gonna leave also very quickly, and soon I really hope that the US will get back together. But yes,
Yeah.
it's really hard.
Well, I just saw a lovely message that somebody said that their 4-year-old knows how to work their tablet better than them. Well, that is not difficult. Not that I have a 4-year-old, I have to say, but as I said, I've learned more in 3 weeks than I've learned in 3 years. But it's fantastic. It's a great medium. It's a great way of connecting with people, and it's a great way of getting out there to a new audience. You know, we can really have a chat like we're having here, and a lot of people watching from all over the world. It's absolutely, I mean, I'm really enjoying it in that way. Look,
You're doing very well.
It's fantastic to speak to you. It's great to see you again. Last time we met in Paris, wasn't it? Did you come to the gala? I can't remember. Did you come to the gala?
Yeah, to Savoy.
Yeah. And then we were at Paris for the Michelin, the revealing of the Michelin stars in Paris, which was fantastic.
That was amazing.
Look, it's just lovely to speak to you. I could speak to you for hours, but we can't. We've got to go. But you stay safe.
Yes.
Thank you for this. Look, I'm going to have to top it up now. I'm going to go from a wine glass in my next cooking.
Keep your glass, Bob.
Pardon?
Keep your glass very fresh, Bob.
I know. I need to top it up. Somebody once said to me that. Do you know Didier? Do you know a chap called Didier from the Waterside? Does that name ring a bell?
Yes.
Waterside.
Yes, yes.
We had a glass of champagne like that, and he topped it up. He said, no. He said, I don't want your champagne to get warm. You need to have more. I thought, what a great line. What a great line. So on that note, I'm going to say cheerio.
Stay safe, stay strong, Bob. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope to see all of you the 29th of May for for this tasting for the hospitality.
Brilliant. I'm on that. I will be on that.
For your support.
Okay.
Cheers, sir.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Okay, we need to quickly do this because I've got wine in 20 minutes. How are we going to manage this? Do it afterwards.
Yeah, I could probably get it. I could probably knock it out.
Yeah.
Knock it out of the park. Do you want to finish? Do you want to just do that one? Do I say end now?
Yeah. So let me just quickly do this. Yeah. So you
Okay,
go.
let me go and heat up.
Oopsie.